breaking news that is coming in at the moment. What we're given to understand is that former captain Sourav Ganguly, who is member of the BCCI Cricket Advisory Committee, has claimed that Kumble-Kohli rift could have been handled better, as the head coach finally decided not to extend his contract just before the start of India's tour of West Indies. Ganguly is part of the 3-member CAC, which has been mandated to go through all the applicants who wish to become the next Team India coach. Ganguly was in England trying to broker peace between Kumble and Kohli during the Champions Trophy. He has expressed his disappointment in the manner in which the entire fiasco has been handled. Take a reaction.
The matter should have been handled a lot better. Anil Kumble and Virat Kohli. It had to be handled a lot better by who? The matter should have been handled a lot better. Anil Kumble and Virat Kohli. It had to be handled a lot better by whoever is in charge.
So do you think it was handled not in a proper way?
No, it wasn't handled properly.
That's interesting because Sourav Ganguly says that Kumble-Kohli rift could have been handled better. It wasn't handled properly because it happened at the Champions Trophy match. After that, we'd seen a letter from Anil Kumble that was also an open letter, which talked about how he shows his duties to show mirror to the captain. Virat Kohli also speaking out to the media. Take a listen in. Sourav Ganguly's first reaction on Kumble and Kohli fiasco was on India Today earlier. Take a listen.
And Mr. Vinod Rai is the head, he is the chief of the committee of administrators, and I think he needs to play an active role in the board, because he's remained silent in all this whatever has happened in the last 3 or 4 weeks. You know, if you have to run the board properly, he'll probably have to take a lot more initiative and run it as Indian cricket used to be run in the past. So we've not heard him, so we really don't know what is happening and what is the way forward.
Let me go across to my colleague Rahul, who's joining us. Rahul, even as a hunt for the new coach for Team India is on, the fact is it's left a bitter taste. The way Kumble-Kohli rift had happened, BCCI completely silent. Perhaps matters could have been handled before they reached the breaking point, and that's what Sourav Ganguly is hinting at.
Well, absolutely, Devina. In fact, exactly what Sourav Ganguly has in fact said yesterday in Kolkata, and just a couple of days after Kumble had put in his papers, Sourav Ganguly had spoken exclusively to India Today, where he had said that the COA, Committee of Administrators appointed by Supreme Court, needed to have a proactive approach, and he wants them to have to take an initiative. You know, as far as this entire episode was handled. In fact, that is exactly what he is saying, that from here on also, the BCCI needs to take a proactive approach, and nobody's image should be maligned. You know, people have been accusing Virat Kohli of probably of some wrongdoing, because Anil Kumble has resigned and has left, and Virat Kohli is being seen in poor light. But we haven't heard anything from Virat Kohli except for the fact that he has admitted that he has acknowledged Anil Kumble's achievements and efforts with the Indian team. So he said, you know, after the entire fiasco had been unfolding for the last 6 months, but BCCI had no clue as to what was happening in the Indian team. They were not aware that the coach and the captain were not going along well. Unfortunately, the Indian team did manage to
yes,
come up with some good results, but eventually what happened left a bitter taste.
Absolutely, Rahul, and it's demoralizing for the players and demoralizing for the fans also, because after all, we're talking about stalwarts of cricket, Anil Kumble on one side, Virat Kohli on the other side. But here is the point, it also raises questions on now the court-appointed panel, because is now BCCI reaching a crumbling point under the current panel?
Well, that's true. In fact, you know, they have to take a call. Ravi Shastri is, in fact, yesterday we spoke to Ravi Shastri. He has given us a confirmation that he is applying for this job. But all this has happened at the expense of two legends of the game. And the CAC, you know, after everything had happened for the past 5 months, the captain and the coach were not going along together. Then you have your Champions Trophy. The CAC is called in from India to England to broker peace between the two. And by that, the damage had already been done. There was very little
and you can't afford this kind of a communication breakdown between the coach and the captain. And it is, after all, not the CAC's job, but also the BCCI as well to be aware of what's happening in the dressing room of the Indian cricket team. Thanks so much for joining us for the moment. Let's also go across that how, in spite of the controversy, the Indian team is getting ready for the tour of West Indies. The men in blue have kick-started their preparations for the third ODI. After reaching Antigua, Indian team has had a gym session to start with. After the washout in the first ODI, India won the second ODI by 105 runs. The third ODI will be played on June 30th.